welcome back. This is another what I've watched video. We're doing it a bit casual. I'm just going to sit on the floor here, and because I've got a giant stack, it's quite heavy, of movies to talk about that I've watched and stuff. And I've also got my drink here with me because this might be a long video, so go grab yourself a drink, a snack or something. We'll just chill, because usually I'm sat on my chair and we go through them, but I want to just kind of be like, pretend that we're having like coffee together, and you're like, yeah, I've watched this is what I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, I've watched this is what I thought about it. Just friends talking like that. So yeah, I've got hot chocolate. What about you? And this is obviously a Minnie Mouse cup. So yeah, let's just get into it. The first one being The Host, which somehow has got a sticky on the slip cover, which is just terrible because it's such a nice slip cover. I need to sort it out. So yeah, The Host has Saoirse Ronan in, who I think is great. Honestly, she's really good. Everything I see her in, I thought she was really good. So I did like her in this. Now, I wasn't really looking forward to watching this, but one time I was just like, you know what? I bought this on the release day, didn't watch it for months, I just put it on. Really enjoyed this one. I did do a review on it, so I'm not going to go into this one too much. My review of it wasn't the best. I've now started doing reviews a lot better. Like, well, hopefully I've been trying to do them better, and I don't know if you think they're better, but I've been trying to do them better. So I'll talk about that a bit later on in the video. But The Host, I enjoyed it. Honestly, it's from the writers of Twilight, but just ignore that. And if you kind of like a bit of sci-fi, science fiction, maybe teenage thing, definitely check this one out. I'd recommend it. Now, the next one I haven't watched to complete yet, and it's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 in 3D. I've only watched about halfway through this yet because I started watching it really late on, and yeah, so I didn't get around to the rest of it. But so far, I'm enjoying it, but I still think I quite like the first one better. I don't know, I watched the first one so many times and I really enjoyed it, whereas this one, I'm enjoying it. I kind of went into it thinking, oh, I think I like the first one better, so who knows, it's probably my thing, but I'm going to probably start watching this one from the beginning again next time when I watch it, so yeah. Then of course I'll be doing a review on this one, about the 3D as well. So that's that one. The next one I watched is Percy Jackson and Sea of Monsters. I've now seen this one twice. Usually when I do a 3D movie review, first time I view it in 3D, then the second time I view it in 2D, and that's why sometimes it takes me longer to get other reviews of 3D movies. Like, I have so many that I really need to get around to reviewing, and I haven't got around to it yet because I haven't watched them in 2D yet. I need to watch them again. But this one I have now watched twice, so a review of this one will be coming up very soon, which I'm very excited about. But I like the Percy Jackson movies. I did a review on the first one, and I enjoyed the first one a lot and watched it quite a lot when it came out. This one, I don't remember the book that well. I've read the book and everything, but I can't remember everything that happened, so I don't know if it's different. Because some things I was like, whoa, I don't remember that happening. But maybe it's just my memory. But yeah, I've got a steelbook of this. It's really nice. Like, look at that. But yeah, I like Logan Lerman as well. I think he's awesome. Perks Being a Wallflower is my favourite film of his. But I think he's great as Percy Jackson, and I really hope they continue with these because they've left it on a bit of an issue that they need to continue. So I'd look forward to the more movies. A lot of people hate him. I don't. If you've not read the books, you probably might enjoy this. I think people who read the books don't, but I personally read the books, but still enjoy it just for what it is. And I really liked, what's his name? I've seen it twice and read the book. I should know his name. Tyson? No. The brother, his half brother. I like him in this. Okay, next one is How I Live Now with Saoirse Ronan again. This one only came out recently. I bought it on a Movie Monday hunting. Hope you guys are enjoying those videos. This one now, I heard bad things about it. Personally, I enjoyed it. This is the one that I did a review on recently where I've tried to start doing my reviews a bit better. So I'm definitely going to link that below so you guys can check it out because I'd love to know your opinions on the review. But yeah, overall, I think I'd recommend this. It's World War III basically. And Daisy here gets sent from England. No, she doesn't. She gets sent from America to England to live with her cousins. And then World War III breaks out and a lot of things go on. But it's not like action-packed or anything like that, but it's enjoyable. And it's kind of like it kind of slightly reminded me of The Road. I think that's going to be a bad comparison because people are going to be like, oh no, it's not really like that. But just when they were travelling and walking along, there was two of them, and it was all dead everywhere, and there was people about that were trying to kill them. It just reminded me of that, I don't know. I did obviously prefer The Road to this, I think, but, it's kind of more like a teenage version. It's got some romance in it, and it's, I don't know, the music in it is great too. I don't really know exactly what to say about it because I did a review on it and I don't want to repeat myself, but overall, I enjoyed this one. I'd recommend you check it out if you think it looks like something you'd be interested in. Romeo and Juliet. Valentine's Day. This came out just before Valentine's Day. I love Romeo and Juliet, and I love this version of Romeo and Juliet. I've seen this one twice now, and again I've done a review on it. I'm going to stop saying that, so I reviewed a couple of these things. I think it's just the ones near the beginning. I should have mixed them up. This one I loved. If you like Romeo and Juliet, check this out. Haley Steinfeld does a great job. Ed Westwick is in this, and he's like my love. I love him so much. And this guy here, he's great. Douglas Booth. He does a really good job. And they really kind of stick to the script. Not the script. They stick to the original, what would you call it, playwright. They kind of, not word by word at all, but that'd be too long, but they do stick well to it. Like, they use the same language, and a lot of the, like, I know some of Romeo and Juliet's, the original monologues kind of thing, and like the one where she's on the balcony, you know, it's the proper monologue, but there's bits taken out of it, of course, but you know, pretty much quite a lot of it is like, oh yeah, that's actually from Romeo and Juliet, which is really interesting, and they obviously speak the same way, and it's all, I don't know, I think it does a really good justice to Romeo and Juliet, and I think if you learn about this in school, then this will be perfect to watch. I think I would love to watch this when I was learning about it in school. It's perfect. If you've never ever seen Romeo and Juliet, I think this is the one to give a watch. Definitely I recommend this to anybody who's kind of interested in it. I really enjoyed it and I'd recommend it. This one we've got here is The Internship with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. I really quite enjoyed this actually. I find them both funny occasionally. Sometimes they annoy me, but often I think, yeah, they're funny. So I did want to see this. It's about them who, they go and work at Google, but they're kind of old and everyone else working at Google is all really young and like knows what they're doing, and they're like, ah. But yeah, it is it from the same? Oh yeah, the comedy, I don't know, the comedy chemistry of The Wedding Crashers, so I think it's just the duo. I don't think there's anything to do with it otherwise, but there was a really funny scene in this where it was to do with kind of like Harry Potter. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. And I loved that bit, it was so funny. I had quite a few laughs in this actually. I wasn't kind of expecting a lot, but I did laugh quite a few times, and I really enjoyed it. So if you guys have seen this, I'd love to know your thoughts on it, or if you want to see a review on it, I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, basically, you know, they just go and work at Google, and a lot of funny things ensue because they don't really know how to use all the technology and stuff. But I loved it, it was great. The next one is Adam. I, a long time ago, saw the very beginning of this movie and found it interesting, but I watched it maybe online or something, really, I mean years ago, whenever this came out. And then I had it and then didn't watch it for a while, and now I just got around to watching it, and I really did enjoy it. Adam has Asperger's? I can't, like, not autism, but the other one, Asperger's, I think that's how you say it. So he, I don't know, he's really clever with space, like he knows so much about space, and he's really intelligent, but he finds being around a lot of people difficult, and has difficulty understanding how people feel and stuff like that. This woman moves into his building. Well, basically, at the very beginning of the movie, his father dies, so he's kind of left on his own. Now he can like cope on his own, so if he has a job, so yeah, he's fine on his own. It's just kind of interacting with other people that he has the trouble with, but he happens to run into this lady in the like washing machine room, whatever, and then, you know, things start to happen, and he starts to end up with this connection with her, and it's basically him kind of dealing with this, and then it's really interesting to have an insight into that life and his life, and this kind of, it's like a romantic comedy, but it's a bit different because of that, and it was really interesting. I definitely recommend it. I really did enjoy it, and it was funny, and it was kind of just interesting, and it was kind of uplifting. I really did enjoy this actually. At the end, I felt great, and it didn't end exactly how you thought it was going to, so it wasn't typical or, you know, what you'd expect. Totally enjoyed it. I definitely recommend this if you've never heard of it and think you'd be interested in checking it out. I'd recommend you check out Adam. Next we have Last Holiday. Basically, Queen Latifah here works at like a department store and has for so long, and then she finds out, well, basically she somehow gets knocked on the head or something, and she then has to go for a scan just because she had a knock on her head at work, and then they say, oh, you know, you've got this, I can't remember what it's called, this disease, and you've only got X amount of time to live, and it's like really not very long, like a couple of weeks or something. And she's like, what would you, I don't, you know, she's any person's reaction, she's like, this can't be happening, like, why, you know, it's just all very confusing to her. She doesn't know what to do with her life. So, you know, she goes home, and then she had this book of possibilities, and she decides just to book a flight and a hotel at this a really fancy hotel and just blow all her money. But it's really nice story and I really enjoyed it. She goes to this hotel and she's such a sweet character. You just like love her character. It's so great. I've seen this a couple of times. And it's just, I don't know, I love this story. Basically, you know, it's her living out the last however long she's got. And just, it's all about like living life to the level. Kind of like the bucket list, but not really. If you've seen the bucket list and you like that, you might like this, except from it's a bit more girlier, you know, but I totally enjoyed this. I don't know, it's just a nice, easy watch. If you're in on a Saturday night or it's a Sunday afternoon, you just want to sit back and watch something that will lift you up. It sounds sadder than it is. It's actually really uplifting and I love this. Then definitely put this one on. Give it a chance. Next we have Chalet Girl. I love this movie. It's like a guilty pleasure, I suppose. It's like a complete girly movie, but it's a bit different. It's a British one and it's not, I don't know, I enjoy it so much and I think other people would, even if they don't particularly love girly movies. I think you'll enjoy this. Felicity Jones is in this and I'm not the biggest fan of Felicity Jones, but she was great in this. And then Ed Westwick, who is one of my favourites, of course. But basically she gets a chance to go and work in a chalet where a lot of these this rich family are skiing. You know, she works at a ski resort, but in the house this rich family doing you know, like servanting, I guess, for them in a way, you know, making them food and all stuff like that. And that's how she's going to make her money, because when she's back at home, wherever it was she lives, she just works in like a burger place, and her and her dad are just kind of coping by. So she's like, right, I'm going to go and do this. She's kind of stepping out of her comfort zone, and it ends up being great, and I just love it. Like, she can't ski or snowboard or anything when she goes there, and I don't know, it's just really fun. It's like a feel-good fun movie, and it's like, I really like when people are doing like extreme sports, like this is like snowboarding, skiing kind of thing. So it was really good, and it's just, it is really funny. Check out the trailer for it if you've never heard of this, because I think it is really underrated, and I really, really liked it, so I really want to recommend this one. I think I might try and do a review on it, so if you haven't checked this out, I recommend that you do. The Conjuring, the horror movie. Yes, I watched this yesterday. I really enjoyed it. This was sent to me by a friend, Tiff, on here, and I did a video of mail and packaging, so if you've seen that, you'll know that. But I'm definitely going to be doing a review of this soon. It's from the director of Saw and Insidious, which is interesting, and you can kind of see, you can kind of tell that in some parts. I've really enjoyed this. I've heard a lot of good things about this. I've heard that it is really scary. I thought it was scary. It wasn't the scariest movie I've ever seen, but it, you know, it was scary. I was jumped. I don't really like being made jump, per se. I prefer to be scared in other ways. When films make me jump, I don't like it. Like, not because, I don't know, it annoys me because I know I'm going to jump. And it's like, oh, like when people in life make me jump, like, you know, if someone sometimes makes you jump, yeah, I just find it frustrating. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a jumpy person and don't like it. But it did have some jump scares, but that was fine because it did have, anyway, I'm going to do a review on it, but I did really enjoy it, and I know I'll be watching this one again. I preferred it to Insidious. This is better than Insidious in my opinion. Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I'm going to do a review like I say, but if you like horror movies and think this is something for you, I'd recommend you check it out because loads of people are giving this great reviews because it is really great. But yeah. Okay, so next I've got 28 Days with Sandra Bullock here. Now this is a rewatch for me. I had seen this when I was quite a bit younger. It was many years ago actually, and so I didn't really enjoy it that much, so I decided to rewatch it because I'm a big fan of Sandra Bullock and I always think she's pretty great, and she does great in this movie. But again, it wasn't one of my favourites of hers, but I did enjoy it a lot more. I definitely got a lot more of the jokes. This movie is pretty funny and it's got a lot of jokes in it. Basically, Sandra Bullock is an alcoholic who is kind of getting out of control and is really bothering the people around her, apart from her boyfriend, who is also kind of has alcoholic problems. But yeah, like her sister and stuff, and she ends up crashing this limo into a house trying to buy a cake anyway, so she has to either go to prison or spend 28 days in rehab. So of course she spends 28 days in rehab. Now so much happens with that, like, you know, she's basically, the story is about her in rehab trying to get over this thing, but it is in a very comical way, and the people that she meets in there are so funny, and you get to know a lot of the characters and they're all great, and I really did quite enjoy this movie, to be honest. But there's elements of the movie that I didn't like as much, but I did overall enjoy it and it was funny. I definitely prefer about halfway in, I think it's a lot better. The beginning of the movie, I'm not the biggest fan of. If I just saw the beginning of this, I'd probably maybe switch over, like if it was maybe on the TV or something. But I definitely prefer the second half of the movie to the first half. So if you watch the beginning of this, definitely try and stick with it because it gets a lot better. And I enjoy this. Plus, if anyone else has seen this, let me know because I've not really heard a lot of people talk about this movie as far as Sandra Bullock movies go. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen this one. The next one I've got here is Faster with Dwayne Johnson. I quite like Dwayne Johnson and I've been wanting to watch this one for a while. I've had it for a little bit. And basically his brother gets killed when they are robbing a bank, and so this like gang comes after them, and Dwayne Johnson ends up in prison from the bank robbery, but he then, when he gets out of prison, he's got a plan to kill everyone who was in the gang that killed his brother. So yeah, that's pretty much the premise of this, and it's kind of just more like all action, trying to find the people and cars and shooting people and stuff like that, but I really enjoyed it. The storyline was good and interesting. There were some other people involved, and I don't know, I definitely enjoyed it. I'd say watch it if you like action movies. It's kind of like, I don't really know what to compare it to. I don't really know, but I know it was a good easy watch action movie fun. You know, a bit of popcorn, kind of like a popcorn flick kind of thing. Nothing too serious, but it was enjoyable. Pineapple Express. I enjoyed this way more than I thought I would, and I'd probably watch this one again. I wish I would have watched it sooner than I had. We've got Seth Rogen and James Franco. So yeah, basically Seth Rogen has this really boring job where he has to go in and pretend that he's somebody else to catch people out of, like, if they're paying owe money or something. And on the job, you know, he smokes quite a bit of weed, and his new drug dealer is James Franco. So, you know, he ends up going around to his and he says, oh, you know, I've got some new stuff, it's called Pineapple Express. Anyway, basically, he, you know, takes it, whatever, and they kind of form a little bit of a friendship, but then he goes, and he sees someone get shot. He throws, you know, his end out, and drives away. Now, they find it, they know it's Pineapple Express, and he's the only guy who sells this Pineapple Express stuff, so they, you know, it's basically these guys trying to track these guys down. It's like a funny chase kind of movie. It sounds really lame, but it's really not. I really enjoyed it. It sounds kind of like, if you're not into, it's kind of like, I guess, a stoner comedy, but it's really just a good comedy, ignoring the fact if you're not, I don't know, if you're bothered by the fact that it's kind of involves drugs, then just, yeah, I guess if you're really bothered, then you couldn't ignore that. But that aside, if you are bothered by that, it was just a great comedy anyway, and I really did laugh a lot in this movie. I totally recommend it. I had a great time with it, and I wish I would have watched it sooner. Next one here is My One and Only with Renee Zellweger and Logan Lerman. I talked about this one on my Lazy Rainy Movie Day video. Now, these two guys aren't actually in it that much. We've got Kevin Bacon and Big from Sex and the City on the front here. They're not in it tons. Kevin Bacon's in it quite a bit more, but Logan Lerman is her son, and she has another son as well. Basically, she leaves her husband, Kevin Bacon, and takes off with her 2 children and travels around trying to find somewhere to live and trying to find a husband. And she's kind of all about, she's a husband to keep her and her children and stuff. And it's kind of, it's all about that. It's quite long. I'm not really sure if I'd recommend this. I'm not really sure what to say about it. Yeah, I really don't know really about this one. Like I say, it is just them travelling around. It's very much a drama type movie. Not a lot goes on. I don't know, it's not full of excitement. If you're looking for something upbeat, fast paced, it's very slow, this movie. And but overall I enjoyed it personally, but I just don't know what I would say to other people and how I would describe it. But you know, Renee Zellweger did a great job. I always really like her, and Logan Lerman is great in this. If you'd like Logan Lerman, then you probably want to check this one out because he does a great job performing in this. But yeah, overall it was an okay movie, but I probably wouldn't be able to watch this one again. Next is Splice. Oh, this movie. I don't even know what to say about this movie, honestly. It had promise. It started out with promise. I was enjoying the movie, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good, I'm enjoying it. And then it just like went off on a whole other level, and I was like, oh, this movie is just weird. I guess a weird movie anyway, but it gets really weird. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And to me, that just ruined the movie for me. It just wasn't, I wouldn't rate this movie very high because I was really quite enjoying it, getting into it, and then it just ruined itself for itself. Yeah. Basically, this couple mess around with DNA, that's their job, and they end up creating something that includes human DNA as well as all these other animal DNAs. And you know, it kind of becomes a bit of an issue and they have attachment problems with it, and it's just a weird movie. If they would have changed the ending, I would recommend this movie. I recommend the first half of this movie. The first half of this movie, I enjoyed it. I was having a good time, and I thought this was going to be a good movie. And then I was just like, oh no. So if you've watched this movie, please let me know your thoughts down below. I'd totally love to know what you think of this, but I'm just speechless. I was speechless after the movie. I was just like, what? I can't even explain it to you guys. That is the best I can do with this. It was just weird. Next one we have is the Sapphires. This is just okay. I like, what's his name? Chris O'Dowd? Yeah, this guy. I like him, he's great. It's about these there's 3 sisters and a cousin who want to be singers. And they're from, I'm sure they're from Australia, and they're black, and it's called a certain thing. They're like a certain type of, they're from a certain type of Australia, and it's at the time when black people weren't really accepted, and they walk into this place and everyone's like, oh no, and you know, they're trying to, like, in their community they are kind of shunned out, but they end up becoming singers and touring around where it is obviously more accepted, but it's around that time, like, you know, kind of around the time of the Help, but not quite as, you know, there's a segregation issue, and that's kind of an issue throughout this movie, but there is also a war on, and I think it's the Vietnam War, and they are trying to help the soldiers. It's very kind of here and there. But yeah, so at the beginning there is an issue with the fact that they are black and where they are living, and that kind of has a big deal in it with the cousin. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I mean. So that's why I'm kind of bringing that up. But then, anyway, they want to become singers. They have great voices. To be fair, they don't have the best voices, but they have, you know, they have good voices. And they end up becoming a group called the Sapphires, who entertain the Vietnamese soldiers. Not like that. They sing to the Vietnamese soldiers. Yes. So, it was just okay. I didn't really enjoy this that much. That's why it was just okay. Yeah. No, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend this one. Finally, Cosmopolis. I don't even know how to say this. Robert Pattinson, this movie, I have watched like 10 minutes of it. I can't watch it. I don't like things that are shot in a way that I don't like. I know that sounds terrible, because I should just be able to accept differences and not always the traditional way of film shooting, but it's so difficult to watch this movie. Basically, like, they're in a limo, and you can tell that the limo is really green screen, like, it was annoying. And like, I'm not usually that picky with movies. I'm sure you can tell, like, as the way they're filmed. I'm not, but I just couldn't really watch this. And it'd be on him for ages, then it'd be on him, then it'd be on him, and this is like, then it'd be on him, then it'd be on him, then it'd be on him. And it's just them talking, but it's like, on him, on him, on him. Then the next scene, on him, on him. I mean, I've only watched 10-15 minutes. It could pick up, it could get better, but I just don't like the way that this has been shot at the beginning. When they're in the limo, it's really, I found it hard to watch because of that. It bothered me. I don't know if that's stupid, I don't know if anyone else has those kind of things. But if you've seen this, please let me know your thoughts on it, and let me know if I should continue watching it and hold out through it, or if you've seen it and you also thought the same as me. But yeah, that's all I can say about that, because I didn't watch much of it. And finally, last night I finished the 3rd series of Ghost Whisperer. So happy to have finished this one. This is great. Ghost Whisperer is awesome. If you've never seen Ghost Whisperer, check it out. I've started the 4th series now. So yeah, love this. Not as good as the 1st and 2nd series, to be fair. 1st and 2nd series are better than this one, but this one's still good. Hopefully the 4th series will pick it back up again. But yeah, love this show. It's great. I can't say a lot about it, because if you haven't seen the 1st and 2nd, then I'd be ruining it. So yeah, totally check out the show. The 1st series, I love it. This one was still enjoyable. It was good. So yeah, that is all for my What I've Watched video. I hope you kind of enjoyed it, just a bit more chilled out. Yeah, I'm kind of out of breath now. I feel like I've been talking forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to thumbs this one up, because it is the 15th. Yay! That's like a milestone number. Comment below on your thoughts of these movies, or just generally what you've been watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to see more movie fun updates and stuff like that. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!